Hey, what's up, guys? So here I am once again with you this morning, and no, I don't have the famed scripted video ready quite yet. I did want to try one more thing out if I had time, and I have time here today. So we're going to go ahead and get this going. This is NHL 96 for the Super Nintendo. It's also my first time playing this game, so we'll see what we have. There's your jock jams for you, huh? Pretty nice looking intro screen, so we'll see what this game plays like. I'm just interested to see if this is any different than the Genesis version. It's almost certainly going to be different. We'll do it intermediate, because last time we did easy, it was way too easy. And we'll make this automatic. We'll turn the fighting on. I don't really care that much. We'll play the Whalers against... So you can see the Nordiques are here as well. Boy, there were a lot of people who were upset about that, huh? That was pretty controversial.
Hartford at Toronto.
So anyway, we'll go ahead and jump on into this and see what we've got going on. This is my first time playing this game, so who knows what's going to happen. Anyway, let's get going. Oh, I have to push start to get it going. There we go. So I wanted to spend a whole bunch of time last night sort of piecing together the new video and all this stuff. Instead, I found myself playing a baseball sim all night long, and we've given up a goal in about 2 seconds. Okay, so I mean, do we even want to play defense here? I mean, what are we
2 minutes holding.
All right. No, I like that. Smash the stick against the door.
Face off.
So, as you can tell here, this game also is a lot faster. It's got a different feel to it than the Genesis game. Once again, see, look at how fast my defenseman can go, right? He's faster than everybody else on the ice, you know. And so he's just going to zoom up and down the ice like that. And that's one of the things that's a little bit off-putting here, right? I mean...
Face off.
And that face-off whistle's a little bit fast, too. I mean, that comes after maybe, like, half a second, right? I mean... So anyways, I've said before, you know, I think that EA Sports realized that it needed to make games that were faster to, you know, get kids interested in the sports and whatnot, which is fine. But, like, you know, this is another one of those games where it's kind of like, you know, all that we care about is getting a whole bunch of breakaways, right? That's the whole focus of the game. We're just going to have one breakaway after another. Now, so we actually did stop him, you know, a little bit in the neutral zone there, but not much. I was going to say, the funny thing about this, of course, is that hockey at this time was very much about the neutral zone trap. These games were very much not about the trap at all. They're about sort of, you know, skipping over the neutral zone and getting to the breakaway as fast as you possibly can. So I guess they knew what it is the fans wanted, maybe a little bit better than the NHL knew at the time. But having said that, despite the kind of issues I have with the speed of this game, everything else looks great. I mean, the frame rate of this game looks absolutely superb, right? It's not, you know, very, very low like it is with some of the earlier NHL games on the Super Nintendo. I think the ice looks fantastic. I think the players look great. You know, the sound is not exactly, you know, where we want it to be, but it's all right. It's not that bad. I do think that the Super Nintendo had some difficulty with sound. It's funny because you think so much about, you know, like games like, you know, like Final Fantasy 3, right? That's the one with the opera scene, right? And you think, oh, well, you know, the Super Nintendo should have been a system that had, you know, a lot of good things happening with sound, but not always. And it had definitely a difficult time trying to, you know, play a variety of sounds, you know, over and over again. See, there was another breakaway.
Face off.
Well, I'm not sure how we've done it, but we've managed to hold them to only one goal here, despite the fact that they're clearly the superior team. They've been attacking and attacking the whole time. It's going to be icing. No. No icing foul, okay. Oh, that's right, because they have a power play. That's what's going on. Lucky that one didn't go in. So the other issue that I have with this, and this is a kind of a finicky thing, is that when I have the puck like that, the puck's kind of glued to my stick. Right? That's something you see a lot in games like this, especially in both hockey and soccer games, right? Where it's like, you know, the game engine has determined that this person has the puck, and so this person basically has the puck, and there's nothing you can do about it, basically.
2 minutes. Tripping.
Oh, get back, get back. There we go. That felt okay.
Face off.
All right, let's see if we can get some offense here, huh? Boy, that was a hard hit. That was a killer hit.
Face off.
I'm not sure if doing all this hitting actually makes a difference or not, but I'm just going to keep doing it. Yep, we're going to get that call.
2 minutes. Interference.
Yeah, it's interesting. If you play a lot of soccer games, you'll notice that oftentimes the ball will be stuck to the guy's foot. It's especially a problem with EA games, but EA is not the only company that had that problem. And of course, you see it a lot with these hockey games as well. In fact, in soccer, you even see that problem with games like Football Manager, where it's not necessary to, you know, have that sort of setup. Oh, so I push this button. I'm going to tell you this, though. EA Sports, the fighting systems that they have in these games are not really all that great.
Fighting. 5 minutes. Fighting.
And to be honest with you, I think that the fighting system in Blades of Steel is actually better. It's a little bit easier to figure out what you're doing. Oh, where was my guy?
2 minutes. Interference.
I thought for sure that I had a guy coming down with me for the one-timer, and then he just disappeared. Maybe he was doing a line change or something? I don't know.
Face off.
Yeah, we're all about those dirty hits here. That and getting out of the guy's way when he's coming down for a breakaway. We love doing that. Got them for another interference call.
2 minutes. Interference.
Oh, there we go. We finally scored. I'm not quite sure how Mats wound up scoring there because the goalie was right in front of him. But whatever, we'll take it. And we did it again. This time it's Andrejchuk, so there you have it. Anyway, in the spirit of this long baseball sim that I played, we had a penalty off the face-off?
Charging.
You gotta be kidding me, man. What's going on? In the spirit of this baseball sim that I played last night, I am going to get back to doing hockey sim content here as well. I know that it's not necessarily quite as popular, and it might not be all that engaging, but I do want to get back to it. The thing that distracts me is I want to do a little bit of research beforehand. But ideally, some of the research that I do could make it so that we have more sort of history-focused videos. I was thinking about it this morning, so I wrote a couple of articles for my baseball blog about different guys in baseball history and stuff like that, and I realized that, you know, one of the things that's really fascinating to me is, you know, the history of these sports, history of, you know, minor leagues, movements of players and stuff like that. And there's a lot of stuff that I really want to get into researching as time goes on. I think I was probably a little bit discouraged beforehand because, you know, I did the video on the 1919 Stanley Cup, which didn't necessarily do all that well. So I'm going to have to figure out sort of a different approach. Of course, that one probably didn't do so well because it is kind of obscure, and there are other videos out there about it. So, and I know from looking at the other ones that the other videos didn't do all that well either. So it's not just my video that didn't do all that well. It's a pretty common thing, I guess. And, you know, the way that YouTube works is that YouTube has this algorithm. It has this AI system that will read into your video and figure out how to like characterize it and categorize it. And so if your video looks like another video that's already in the system, it'll kind of lump them together.
2 minutes. Interference.
So the key to getting past that is to make content that's unique and different. And so, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out kind of like what the right way is to do that, and a couple different approaches you can make and stuff like that. But I'm sure we can get something going. Oh no, get back. There we go. There we go. Boy, he dumped that one into himself.
Face off.
That's right. That's our strategy now. Anytime they come close to the net, we're just going to knock the net off of the posts, and we'll frustrate them that way.
Face off.
Anyway, overall, this is not a bad game at all. It's definitely different though than the Genesis version, I'll tell you that. It doesn't feel so much like these later Super Nintendo games are just ports of the Sega Genesis games. It feels almost like this was actually designed for the Super Nintendo. They did a very good job with it, I think. Just my one complaint is that it's a little bit fast, and it's kind of hard to like regroup yourself and figure out what it is you're doing. It feels almost like totally random instead. There we go. The other thing I'll say is that this era of the NHL, the mid-90s, is probably one of the coolest eras in the history of the sport because you have all of the, you know, the great Russian and European players that started coming in. It's just so different from what the sport was like before.
Period over.
You had a little bit of that happening in the past, but this is where the NHL really was becoming a international league, and it's in that, you know, kind of precious period of time right around the fall of the USSR, and you know, the time where a lot of this stuff was kind of being liberalized. Man, we just barely missed it. That would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. How did that pass miss? All right, let's try it again. Well, we got the one-timer that time, but it didn't get all the way through. See, he figured out what I was going to do. Alright, let's go. Well, it's kind of hard for me to do anything if nobody wants to come with me, like... Missed. All right, let's do it again. Ooh, man. See, I'm surprised that the game doesn't have some sort of feature where if somebody gets hit like that, it starts like a fight right away, or like that one, you know. Andre Chuk has scored that goal for us,
2
and
minutes. Roughing.
is totally knocked out for his efforts. All right, let's do it here. After these bone-crunching hits, they decide to play that happy music. And take that, Lemieux. Huh? Huh? You don't like that? Huh? You don't like that? Trying to celebrate? All right, let's do it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get in trouble for running into the goalkeeper once again. Here we go.
2 minutes. Interference.
All right, here we go. So, you know, again, my biggest problem with this, while there is some, you know, hockey strategy that will come into play, most of it is just like get puck, go forward, right? Do something fancy, right? Try to score a goal. That's basically it, right? Every single time you get the puck, I mean, you're just sort of like zooming through the neutral zone. You're not thinking very much about, you know, how you're going to get past their defenses. You just try to get it forward. That's it. So that's the one issue with this game, and the issues comes about because it's so fast. You know, so it's really easy for you to just sort of skip through, you know, all the interesting stuff and instead just move straight to, oh, another breakaway. Oh man, that might be a game winner, huh? Oh man, oh man.
Face off.
That was close. Right. See, this is kind of a little bit annoying here, right?
2 minutes. Roughing.
So what happened?
2 minutes. Roughing.
So we didn't get to fight. Instead, we just sort of stood there looking at each other, and then we both got 2-minute roughing penalties? Anyway, that was kind of annoying because I thought we had something brewing there, and instead it ended up delaying us. Alright, let's try it again. Well, where is everyone? Yeah, I'd be booing too, man. I wanna boo myself.
Face off.
Yeah, that's using your head. That's one of the proud channel moments. That's one to go make a short of, right? That's one that we want to advertise and have live forever in the history of the channel. Never forget the time that we passed the ball directly, or passed the puck directly to the attacker right in front of the goal. All right, here we go. We got it. This guy looks like he's injured, man. The way he's skating.
Game over.
3 stars of the game, huh? I'll take all of you out right now. Anyway, so there you have it. I do want to take a quick look here at the.
Wins.
Yeah, we don't need to see too much of this. We don't want to be reminded of all that. So if you do like season mode, yeah, see here, this is a little bit better. It'll show you like, you know, games today, stuff like that. But again, you have to like select, you know, your games one by one. It will show you like the standings, like rosters. You can have transactions. You can play until a certain day if you want, which is pretty cool. Right, but what you don't have is you don't have something like you have with you know, Tecmo Super Bowl, where you literally just choose a team and then you're in charge of that team. Instead, here you're kind of going through game by game. Again, it's kind of like this this season mode that they have in these early EA games. It feels like it was kind of like added on as an afterthought to a game that was already created, as opposed to like being created as an integral part of the game itself, if that makes sense. So that's one of my major criticisms here. It's not the same with a lot of the competitors that EA Sports had, but it took EA years to finally, you know, get up to like modernity and stuff like that. Anyway, there you have it. There's EA Sports NHL 96 on the Super Nintendo. It's a fun game. Graphics are great. Play control is good. It's just that there's no like neutral zone. That's the one problem I have with it. Anyway, I'll talk with you again later. Bye-bye.